On this episode, I'm going to show you the secret to making perfect pancakes from scratch. First thing we're going to do is mix the dry ingredients. We're going to be using all-purpose flour, which is perfect for pancakes. We're going to add some baking powder, which is a leavening agent. That gives us a good rise. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of white sugar, and then we're going to add some baking soda. The baking soda is going to help the pancakes brown, and they're going to add a pinch of salt. It's always good a little bit of salt to balance the sweetness and the saltiness. And we're going to whisk the dry ingredients together. Now that we've got the dry ingredients together, let's mix the wet ingredients, and we're going to be using 2 large eggs for this. Just adding them to the bowl, and they're going to add a 1/4 cup of canola oil. You could use olive oil, you could use coconut oil, or even vegetable oil if you wanted to. Now I'm using half and half. Half and half has a higher fat content than regular milk, but feel free to use some regular milk. You could even use buttermilk. That makes a lovely tart pancake. I'm going to add the half and half to the bowl, and then a small amount of vanilla extract. And now we're going to whisk these together. Give it a jolly good whisking. Now that we've got the wet ingredients, we're going to add them to the dry ingredients. The most important thing here is not over mixing the batter. This is going to help us have a light and fluffy batter. About 12 to 14 turns. You actually want this batter slightly lumpy. I know it doesn't look correct, but I promise it is. Just cover and let it rest for 10 minutes. After the batter's rested for 10 minutes, it's ready to cook. Now I'm using a griddle here, but at home, you could use your large skillet. But the one thing I like to do is to do a test. The best temperature I've found for pancakes is about 350 Fahrenheit. So how do you know that at home? Just take a drop of water and you'll see that it sizzles. However, I always like to do a second check as well. I'll take about a spoonful of the pancake mixture and just place it on the griddle. Let this cook for a minute or two until the edges are set. Now turn this over. The best way to know when a pancake's cooked is always to press the center, and you can see it springs back. Now I want to show you the texture. Just look how light and fluffy that pancake is. Let me show you the heart of it. Look at that. Now we're going to oil our griddle, and we're going to start making our pancakes because we're happy with the heat. We're happy with the texture. So I'm using a spring-loaded scoop. If you don't have one of these, feel free to use a 1/4 cup. Now we're going to add these to the griddle, and we're just spreading these out to about 4 inches. And you can do 6 on a griddle at once. If you don't have a griddle, you can use your frying pan. So we can see the bubbles on the top. The edges are starting to set. And this is good. All of those bubbles means the pancake's cooking perfectly. Exciting. We're just going to turn them over, but don't go too high. Try to keep the spatula as close as possible to the surface, otherwise they splat. Using your finger, just press the center. If it springs back, that pancake's ready. If you like flavored pancakes, you can add some blueberries to the batter. I've always found it's best to add it to the batter here rather than in the bowl as they sink to the bottom. Just let these cook for another minute or 2, and now you have a blueberry pancake. If you like chocolate, you can use some chocolate chips. Just spread out the batter to 4 inches and add some chocolate chips. The heat as this is cooking is going to melt the chocolate. Once the edges are set, we're going to turn the pancake over and let this cook for a minute or 2. Once it's ready, just take a look at that. The chocolate's melted beautifully. If you like savory, you could add some cooked Italian sausage. Yes, Italian sausage works so well inside of a pancake. Just let them cook for a couple of minutes, and now you've got pancakes with Italian sausage. You know that's going to get along with maple syrup. Talking about savory, how about some crisp bacon? A piece of crispy bacon inside of that pancake mixture. Look at that. How fun is that? As you turn it over, you'll see the crispy bacon, the pancake. I like to serve these pancakes with some fresh fruit, some butter, and some maple syrup. Just look how light and fluffy they look. I can't wait to dig a fork in and just show you how good these look. They're so light, so fluffy, absolutely delicious. Look at that.